Welcome, everybody, to the Hyper Delivery Showmatch. We've got two awesome racers here today. We are going to be doing a three-weapons race between Musaeus and Seagull in order to build hype for the upcoming Hyper Delivery 2 tournament. This is being held by DragonSquad eSports, an esports organization based out of Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky, which is expanding to Alabama. They run online Smash events, which is they've got Coronal, which is a Smash Ultimate Singles event, Double Dragon, which is another Smash Ultimate Singles event, or a doubles, my apologies, and Curb Stomp, which is an annual Smash Ultimate Singles and doubles event, and they're also doing charity events like the Movement, which is a Black Lives Matter charity event. Austin?
Any sub and or donation money received here through the Twitch, YouTube, and now GoFundMe will go straight to the prize pot for the events. All money received the weekend of Hyper Delivery will go straight to the prize pot of Hyper Delivery 2. And we also have a pretty nice pot already building for 3 as well, as far as I know.
Absolutely. We have a GoFundMe for that, which you can find linked in the chat. I am one of your wonderful commentators today, Dunk Zero. I am joined by the ever awesome Satan is a chill guy. How you doing, Satan?
I'm doing all right. This is my first time being kind of out of hiding and on something Hades related in a while, so looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
It's cool to have you back, buddy. So, let's bring in the racers here a little bit. First up, we have Musaeus, who is a fresh file master and one of the redwood trees of the Hades speedrunning community. One of the people who's been here for a very long time. How you doing, Musaeus?
I'm doing all right. Similar to Austin, I've not really been playing this game much recently. I got a fresh file PB like last week or 2 weeks ago or something, but other than that, like not much any heats or 3 weapons, so we'll see how this is gonna go today.
Well, I believe in you at the very least. And then on the other side, we have someone who, if you've been around Hades speedrunning and Hades racing, you've seen him quite a bit. The meme lord himself, Seagull, hot off from his victory in the third, fourth place match of the Hermes Cup, beating Shiitake to take the third place spot. How you doing, Seagull?
I'm doing pretty good. Most people say, the people I talk to at least, that the third place match is actually the more prestigious of the two. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Doing pretty good.
Completely agree. As someone who was in the finals match, yeah, I totally agree. Third place is far more prestigious.
If it wasn't more important, why would it come first?
That is true. That is a good point.
You got me there. So, in any case, we are going to be going into a 3-weapons race today. This 3-weapons race is going to have a format where we have 4 aspects brought by each of the competitors. They are each going to ban one of the aspects of the opposing racer, and then the opposing racer gets to run the other 3. Some of the stipulations that we have here, you cannot get via the mods that we have installed. Flurry Jab is the first hammer on Achilles, and we are not allowed to use Eris Rail, so you're not going to be seeing Eris in either of the people's pools today. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Musaeus, you're going to go first. What would you like to ban out of Seagull's pool? And what is Seagull's pool? Sorry.
Seagull's pool is Hestia Rail, Hera Bow, Beowulf Shield, Nemesis Sword.
All right.
I'll ban Hestia.
Okay. Then Musaeus, what is your pool?
Mine is, you'll see the reason I banned Hestia. Mine is Nemesis, Beowulf, Hera, and Lucifer.
Interesting. What would you like to ban, Seagull?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go ahead and ban Lucifer just so we get that identical lineup going on.
Oh, nice. Identical lineups going on for the two of them. That's not something we often see in hyper delivery. Well, I mean, I guess we did last time. That's because Eris was around and whatever.
You know.
So let's go get our mirrors and everything set up, and then go and randomize your seed, and then select your starting boon or hammer. Once you do that, we're going to be able to get on our way here.
You know,
yes.
Apologies. I was just gonna say it's really interesting. This might actually be the decider of who truly is the third best runner in Hades, because 100% of participation in the third place match of a former racing event, Hermes Cup, is currently here.
Oh, that's true. In fact, Seagull and Musaeus are both third place competitors in the Hermes Cup. So as far as Hades racing goes, this is the third place versus third place match. This is exciting. So with that, we are going to get into it with a text or audio count for the view.
A text, please.
I'm fine with voice.
All right. Well then, I will do the text countdown in the hyper delivery chat. And Austin, if you'd like to do the honors of the audio countdown.
Okay, wait. Real quick question: are we doing auto splitter? Or are we doing not auto splitter?
I have the auto splitter on. I don't know if it's gonna go though.
All right, I'll also have the auto splitter on then.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
Splitter both of you. Great.
All right.
All right, I'm muting.
Are ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, it looks like my text messages may have been delayed just slightly, so we may see a little bit of delay. No, Seagull actually ended up going first. Lol. Anyway, we're into it. Both of them starting on Double Edge for Nemesis. A classic.
I will say an interesting misplay for Musaeus. Seagull was smart enough to see Double Edge at the top, and you would think an optimization lord like Musaeus would think to do the same, but instead his was down in input, putting him ever so slightly behind.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah. One input. He lost a second of the first room. How could he?
All I'm saying is, of all the people that would matter to, you would think it would be Musaeus.
That's very true. As a routing master. Oh, natural Aphrodite for Seagull.
Oh.
But the thing is, Seagull has made a critical error here. I don't know if this just comes from not having as much experience with Nemesis, or maybe he's got some sort of tech that we just don't know about. But generally, it's thought that even taking like Epic Hunter Dash, something like that, is a little bit suboptimal over taking something like Artemis Attack, even at common, just because you really want to be able to open up things like Heartrend pretty early on. But we can see actually both of them have natural Aphrodites here. And Aphrodite on the special taken even before finding the forced Artemis for Musaeus, and then an Aphrodite coming in from Musaeus, which is really awesome. Ooh,
really
Seagull
smart
getting another
play
Afro
by Musaeus. I will say this is also the unfortunate part of not having Heartrend open. Is Seagull could just find it here had he taken the attack, and also I'm pretty sure, even attack aside, at least in my opinion, I don't think the damage is that worth it from Hunter Dash. I don't think Hunter Dash rarity matters that much anymore, and I think having that attack is so important, especially early, that it is really unfortunate to see from Seagull here. Also, speaking of interesting dash choices, Musaeus is Thunder Dash.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So getting a lot of Zeus here, I actually, like, it's very interesting. When you see a Zeus early, there are a couple of options you can take on Nemesis, because Nemesis, as a part of going for Heartrend naturally, also opens up Smoldering Air. So maybe he didn't take the call because he was looking to try and pick up not muddy his Hermes pool, because when you pick up a call, it adds 2 options to your Hermes that to your Hermes boons that you wouldn't normally have, so it's harder to pick up things like hyper delivery and plus dashes. So potentially that was the mindset here, or maybe he's just going to try and high roll into Splitting Bolt Zeus Dash, which is wild. Who knows?
Could be. I also, as I had very recently said, I don't fully hate the idea because, I mean, 100 Dash just doesn't feel as good and strong enough anymore, especially not for rarity to matter. I do think it's an important boon. Excuse me, it's always nice to have if you find it, but maybe Musaeus has thought to himself that he just doesn't even need it anymore.
Potentially. I could see that happening. We can see Seagull is actually entering Furies a little bit faster than Musaeus, coming in just a couple of rooms quicker, but is kind of lacking here on the build as much as the, like, I think that's a level 500 dash, which is kind of crazy. Level 500 dash is going to be able to carry the damage just a little bit, but not having the crit on attack is going to hurt in the long run here.
And I think it's really a question of how long can that 100 dash really carry the damage. Obviously, as we've seen, it's quite good and quite fast in Tartarus, but as enemies start to get beefier, will it really be enough to keep him going, especially behind on his build too?
Absolutely. Fascinating choice here, going for coin purse, just trying to supplement the money and be able to take, I guess he thinks that the gods that he has are perfectly fine, and he just wants to have the ability to get better, buy things out of the mid shop in case he sees another Artemis or something like that.
And it does make sense, because it's not like he's able to do what Musaeus is able to do and force Afro for a heart rend here,
Right.
I actually quite like the decision, especially with the hopes of, like you had mentioned, finding that Artemis in the mid shop, assuming he gets one.
Unfortunate for Seagull. Seagull has actually seen both of his Hermes boons now, and neither of them offered either hyper sprint or plus dashes. So he is down to just 2 dashes for the remainder of this run. And the Eurydice.
Eurydice he picked up from Musaeus is pretty big. I believe he took a Nectar, and so he's almost guaranteed to see his heart rend, which is definitely a pretty big damage bump. And I don't believe, has he seen a Hermes yet?
I don't believe he has, which means that this Nectar could very easily go into a Hermes boon, and he could get upwards of +2 dashes, which would be huge.
By nature,
there it is.
Whoa.
Wait a second. He's rolling for it.
+3 dashes. Got there on +3, and that's a massive pickup for Musaeus by the nature of double edge.
Absolutely. Oh, we are seeing a deadly strike pickup from Seagull at the very least, so that is very nice. He's going to have the level 500 dash and the deadly strike, making it so that his build is going to be quite good. However, he is still going to be losing out to the +3 dashes.
Very controversial play by Musaeus there. He went and spent a roll on a Demeter that he bought when none of the boons really matter from Demeter either way. But I mean, I suppose if you already have +3 dashes picked up and have 4 going into your Forest God, it doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah, I would say that probably he had something in mind like Ravenous Will. Oh, and the absolutely insane Asphodel from Musaeus.
Absolutely cheating. He's routing out of his mind.
Yeah, this is basically an Asphodel skip. Having into another. Oh my god! Picking up Hunter's Mark.
There's Hunter's Mark. That's also gigantic for this weapon.
Absolutely, Hunter's Mark, one of the best boons in the game for a crit build. This Hunter's Mark picked up for both of them at the very least, but it will add massive damage in fights in Elysium, allowing him to easily trade crits around enemies.
It's also just a really nice boon to have in the Lerny fight too, because you can get Mark Chains on all of the heads to help really speed up, especially in this big head phase towards the end of the fight.
Absolutely. And looking at this, we can really see the difference between Musaeus' +3 dashes and Seagull's just 2 dashes. 5 dashes versus 2 is making quick work of these heads, even though Musaeus did enter a little bit sooner. Actually, weirdly, they're coming out pretty similar. Oh my god, Seagull actually went faster.
It'll be interesting to see. I think Elysium will be the true decider. I think Museus was already a bit behind, and he got so many crucial pieces in Asphodel and basically an Asphodel skip that I think Elysium is where we'll really see the difference be made up. And he's able
Selling
to buy a
the
Light of Ix
Snowburst.
with a, he does have
Yeah.
a reroll on him, so this could very well be a pretty big dash strike or attack chaos from Chaos as well. I don't remember if he has a Nectar Charge left or not, though. I don't believe he does.
I don't believe he does either. I mean, we can see. No, he does not. So, not probably going to get a crazy dash strike. Let's see. And no, nothing
Bit of a
of
brick.
any note. That was a real brick. But, you know, still, it is a skipped room. Seagull actually going to get a chaos of his own coming into Chamber 28. So both of them starting with an early Elysium Chaos Gate. Chaos Gates in Chambers 27 and 28 are extremely safe to take because there are no other free rooms that can appear in Chambers 27 and 28. So you can easily take one without worrying about missing a shop or missing a story room. Those are just the freest chaos gates you can possibly get.
Absolutely, and Seagull was almost tempted. He was offered an attack chaos and also a dash strike. The problem was the dash strike came with more foes, and he hovered it for just a second before he he almost made the mistake in +1 times again.
Yeah. Oh no, Museus is out of Death Defiances.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Museus is playing this a little risky. Coming in, he only has a little bit of health too. I wonder what did he take like a? Oh my God, he has 46 health.
He took
a
minus health.
curse.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic of the typically quite safe runner that we tend to think of Museus as, but
Museus is known for the Wii safe strats.
And
Also, Heartrend
there's
picked up by
Heartrend.
Seagull. As a proponent of safe strats, of taking as much health as possible, seeing Museus on this low of a health total is shocking, to say the least. However, he is still pushing through.
There is a DD for Seagull. I
Oh,
will
no.
say, with the knowledge that, I mean, Death Defiances are an RTA time loss, so maybe the difference in speed that we've seen will also come down to just who's died less, you know?
Also, a note. This is actually really fascinating. Museus is using the Thunder Dash to great effect, actually being able to save himself. Oh, a penalty!
Oh, well, never mind. Never punished.
Never mind.
Always rewarded.
Well, regardless, he was using the Thunder Dash to kill Flame Wheels that normally would have absolutely murdered him in the previous rooms. Taking that Thunder Dash and using it to great effect. So that's probably what saved him here from being in the penalty box before going into this room. Though we'll see how many of these DDs he has left going into Heroes.
I'm wondering if anyone remembered to tell Museus that while it is seeded, it's not a routed run. I think he needs to chill out a little bit with all these free rooms. It's a little ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, very much so. He was able to pull out a lead due to a clutch patty there that saved his life and his run.
Bit of a rough 34 coming out for Seagull as well. Anything unarmored, but especially unarmored bright swords. It's never a good day.
No, naked swordsmen are not what you want to be seeing on your 34.
The hero's damage. It's God bless Hunter's Mark.
Oh,
God bless. He got the insane kill too. Always great to see.
Yeah, coming in sub 12 on his first split. Ooh, Seagull messing up the.
He managed to hit the Minotaur. He barely managed to hit Asterius.
Okay. Well, that's good because
actual like just Topher was sticking into the indicator there.
Well, actually, still a really fast kill as well. Honestly, we're seeing the power of that Hunter Dash here, that level 4 Hunter Dash.
Oh yeah, Absolutely.
Because the crits, you may see more crits coming out from Musaeus because he's doing more dashes, but because each crit has plus, I don't know, it's what's a level 4 hunter dash, epic hunter dash, like plus 100% bonus damage on it.
top of
That
the common attackers he picked up from Chaos as well, so he
Oh,
certainly
yeah.
has some quite good damage even with only 2 dashes.
Exactly. Whereas Musaeus is working with just basic, basic random crits. So this is kind of where the sort of like Thunder Dash really helped him in the early areas, but it may struggle a little later on. Comes in.
You're cutting in and out a little bit.
I am.
Yeah. Unfortunate technical difficulties. They happen.
Perfect.
And our runners are going through, doing their best to clear out these Styx tunnels. Bothered, I know Seagull is quite happy to see that. I honestly missed Musaeus' mini boss. It didn't seem that bad. Another palm and a hunter dash for Seagull, which means even more scaling on his scaled out of its mind hunter dash. Important thing to
that
note,
fixed the problem.
much better. Much
Great.
better.
I
Musaeus had
got it.
big rat. My bad.
Big rat. All right. So, yeah, what did I miss? What are we doing at the moment? How close are they? Oh, it looks like they're actually on the same path at the moment, right?
How is Musaeus in a large room? Musaeus?
Wait.
Did
No, he was in a large mini boss room though, right?
was it?
Yeah, because that was big.
that-
That was big
Was
snake
that
stone.
Satyr and I just wasn't paying attention? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
All right, cool.
That
That's
was
me.
big snake stone there.
Whew.
Yep.
Sleep at the wheel a
That
little bit.
is-
Can you tell I've only barely been looking at Hades for the past few months? Ugh.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Bit of egg on my face, but it's fine. Moving on.
That's okay. That's okay. You're only fired. Anyway,
Come on, everybody gets one, and that's my one.
I'm bringing out a Timbo style joke where Timbo immediately, whenever we do anything wrong, is like, "You're fired." He's anyway. So it looks like we're going into the heroes or not heroes. I got egg on my face. Oh no! Seagull misclicked on the +3 dashes and took epic hyper sprint or epic rush delivery for his greater haste. No!
Oh, he's got the rare epic greater delivery, the hyper delivery spin-off show that no one quite likes as much.
Oh god, it's so terrible. Oh, that must feel terrible. But Seagull, a staunch competitor, I'm sure is just going to play very well even through this. He is not the type to get knocked out by something like this.
Real level-headed guy. He's
Yeah.
probably laughing
I
at
mean-
himself for it, honestly. I think the closest misclick
Very
I've ever
likely, yeah.
had to that is like I misclicked an epic snowburst for an epic Demeter special on on Haribo once. That was fun.
Yeah, I once rolled away +2 dashes in Tartarus on something just because I literally like misclicked.
Yep.
I missed an input and it was like, yes, +2 dashes was the bottom option, and so I accidentally hit down one extra time and rolled it away. It was pretty sad. I think I
classic.
immediately reset that run out of tilt. In any case, it's a very close race here.
Absolutely. This is coming down to a boss damage check, and it seems like Musaeus is able to pull out ahead. Not too surprised by it. His Thunder Dash looks like it's putting in work. I see a lot of yellow numbers, and when you only have one target, those +3 dashes do tend to put in even more work.
That's true. And Seagull looks like he's going to be able to get a nice kill out here. Still very solid because of the a little risky here, but probably not going to make it into the penalty box. Yeah, there we go. Actually coming out 1707 to 1653, only about 14 seconds behind here.
Really, really tight race. And, props to Musaeus. Managed to leave, only losing 5 Death Defiances as opposed to 6.
Exactly. actually a goat, the goat of the game, only losing 5 Death Defiances in a run.
You know, I don't understand why more runners don't take 6 Death Defiances. It seems so much safer than the 3 that most people take.
I know, right? And all you have to do is find a free room in Elysium and lose all of your Death Defiances prior to doing that. It's a winning formula. We are going to be going into Beowulf for both of them, so they're doing the exact same ordering as well, which is very nice. We're going to be able to see an equivalent race. We'll be able to see them on the same weapons at the same times.
Yeah, no big spice coming out from anyone. It's very bog standard Poseidon cast with Infernal Soul. I always hold my breath just a little bit, even though I think I'm the last true believer of Stygian Soul Dio Bayo. Maybe
No, they
Bright's
nerfed
holding out
it,
hope too, but
No,
ah,
they nerfed it.
oh, did they?
Yeah, the base damage went down by 20.
Wow, can't believe Amir just hates fun.
I know, right? Yeah, no, in one of the last patches, they fixed it doing not the amount of damage that you would expect on Hera, but as a part of that, they actually nerfed it on both, down from 120 to 100 base damage.
Hmm.
So.
Was this the like the patch that also had the rare crop change that ruined the route, or was it
No, this is after that.
fact? Okay, so
Yeah.
while I was away then. All right, well that's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. It's big sad. But in any case, we have a rare flood shot and a common flood shot, also missing the Braid of Atlas going
I
back.
was about to say the biggest preacher of Braid of Atlas, even on non-cast weapons, almost left a Braid of Atlas behind.
How dare he? Ooh, natural Artemis for Seagull. This is really nice.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
into in Tartemis. Oh my god, I cannot talk. I think that's a new one. I don't think I've ever heard that one done before. In all of my time doing commentary and stuff. Tartemis, dang. Anyway, in Tartarus, you really want two things. You want Poseidon and you want Artemis. In fact, as a on Beowulf, that's kind of what you want just overall. Also, getting another Poseidon here could see. Oh,
There it
Tartarus
is,
Mirage Shot.
in Tartarus for Seagull. That is giant, into a fountain as well. Oh my god. Fountain into
Oh
a
my
mid job.
lord.
This could be fountain in the mid job into Sisyphus or something just silly.
Okay, at least he didn't get it.
It
It is!
It is! So Musaeus cheated on the last race, and it seems as though Seagull is cheating on this one. Although Musaeus does have a chaos offered to him, so there is a free room to sort of keep up with Seagull's teleporting around Tartarus.
Absolute nonsense going on from the runner here. We're gonna really see the difference in builds come in on the actually a Sisyphus instead.
Ooh.
We're gonna see a difference in damage from the builds coming in on the Furies fight. Actually, we won't, because he's going to be able to take that braid into the Furies fight, which will actually be able to make up more damage. It's more damage at this point than the Mirage Shot is.
Yep, it's
And
30% versus 50%. I will say Seagull's arty attack may edge him just barely over.
That's
unless
true.
Musaeus can find an arty attack here.
And Seagull does have something a little unfortunate going on. Seagull, unfortunately, has only one palm in his cast, whereas we're going to have two for Musaeus. You usually want to be coming out of Tartarus with 2 to 3 palms, so having only one is pretty unfortunate. But you can't really be mad about a Tartarus Mirage Shot, you know?
Yeah, and especially not when you're absolutely melting to Symphony like this. And both players just... God, Beowulf does so much damage. I love this weapon, man.
It's amazing.
It's looking like Seagull's leaving just a couple of seconds ahead. Nothing too crazy, too major. Both racers staying neck and neck pretty much this entire time. Very exciting show match.
Also, taking the Artemis keepsake, maybe he's going for fully loaded?
Oh, no.
That...
Fully loaded, I will die on the hill that fully loaded is a trap.
Yeah.
It just...
I guess if you already have Mirage Shot, like, what are you looking for?
Hunter's mark. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you could take
Pressure
Hunter's Mark.
points.
I could see it. I mean, let's see what his choice is immediately.
Heartrend,
Picks up
actually.
Heartrend.
His brain far larger than ours. He was obviously
Yeah.
going for the Heartrend instead.
Yeah, 100%. Now he's got a really good attack and a really good cast because for his dash. All right, I'm into it.
Settling for +1 dashes, opting not to roll, looking for hyper sprints. Seagull gets hyper sprint right off the bat.
Whiz Seagull. Oh my god, what if he gets hyper delivery? What if he gets the namesake?
What if he does the thing? It'll be absolutely broken. Ooh,
Yeah.
Natty Poseidon coming in too. So he can find his wave pounding, which is always very nice to see.
Yeah, wave pounding is one of those boons that you would love to be able to see, but it's just really hard to find sometimes. So maybe he'll be able to pick it up. Also, missing the 4-witch, the setup there feels like it's really hard. Breaking wave taken instead, solid for 6.
Yeah, it procs off of your dash strikes as Beowulf, so always nice to have. And Musaeus just now picking up his Artemis, but he does get the attack off rip, so it's the small consolations. And
yeah,
sorry,
I'm feeling slightly unwell, so I will see what I can do about that. But if I need to take a moment, I will.
Yeah.
Looks like a fountain for Seagull. Seagull is absolutely going off with the free rooms this run.
Rolling. There's this Hunter's Mark, and it's purple no less. Always good to see rarity on Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark does scale well with rarity because you generally don't want to be putting too many palms on a Hunter's Mark, and getting that little bit of rarity increase is going to help it be useful without requiring you to put palms into it.
Absolutely, and here we see Seagull entering the Lerny fight as Musaeus is cleaning up a kind of rough Chamber 22. Unarmored Witches and Unarmored Bone Rakers aren't exactly ideal.
No, I would not say so, but he's managed to make it through, and he's going into the shop looking for that Mirage shot, I am sure. Let's see what he gets.
Finds Daenerys. Picks up the palm, though. Level 5 is about where you want to be by the end of Asphodel. So he's definitely at the very least staying on the mark with his palms.
That's right. And Seagull's palms are a little light, but he does have the Mirage shot, Hunter's Mark, Heartrend, all that stuff. So, we can't really say that he's hurt at the moment.
He's got so much more going for him that I don't think he's too heartbroken. And he's set up for hyper delivery as well.
That he is. And he also at the moment does have a Braid of Atlas, which is going to be very nice.
Very, very short work of Lerny. As Musaeus is finishing up the second health dice for Lerny, going into the final heads phase.
One moment. I'll be right back.
Yep, no worries. All right, Musaeus doing his best to clean up his heads. He didn't go for the magical spot that Risk 13 has always preached about, where you're potentially able to hit up to 4 heads at once. But he's doing his best. He expressed he was a little rusty, and it's fine. Still no Mirage is incredibly rough as well. You definitely, at the very least, want to have Mirage shot by the time you make it to Lerny. Or else Styx just turns into a really, really bad time for you. Pretty quick room for Seagull, picking up the Hermes boon, rolling it, and no hyper delivery, unfortunately. Gets side hustle, I believe it was. So, a bit more money. Yeah, side hustle. Yeah, let's go. big money, big stonks. Musaeus didn't pick up hyper sprint earlier. He just has +1 dash, so he won't be able to go for hyper delivery. Unless he picks up hyper sprint and then he finds Hermes and Styx, which is always a possibility. And I imagine Seagull's looking out for the same, especially I'm not sure. Ooh, that charge shot picked up for Musaeus though. That always helps out a lot.
Charge shot picked up from Musaeus, and another Braid picked up for Seagull with Sweet Nectar picked up, which is going to be very nice for his palms. The Braid picked up with the Hourglass means that he's going to have that for the entirety of Elysium and a little bit beyond.
Yeah, it's always super nice to have. Almost potentially controversial pick from Museus, but he left on the Arrowhead for the rarity.
Interesting.
As opposed to something like the Bone Hourglass.
Yeah, that's fallen out of favor in recent years, but and by years I mean months. Right away. I always say that about like the game.
Everything happened so fast in this game, it feels like there were years apart, and that's a Patty picked up for Seagull.
Patty picked up for Seagull, which is very nice, going into a mini boss. So very solid sequence here. Just a what did Museus pick up? Was that
That was side hustle. Both runners have the side hustle, and I guess if you roll an Artemis off of a random bag, I guess holding on to the Arrowhead does pay off.
That's right. Picking up the Mirage shot there, which is going to be very helpful for Museus here. Oh, charge shot's so good. It's so good.
It feels good. It looks better than just default bull rushing around from a spectator standpoint, in my opinion. It's just the best.
That it is.
Not a terrible Chamber 33 for Seagull either, and that well could mean another Braid of Atlas to carry through part of Styx as well, which is, oh boy, just a lot of damage. We're looking at a kind of rough Chamber 32 for Museus as Seagull cleans up 33. Just a chamber behind. It's not really... No big... no lead has been so huge as to snowball out of control. An unarmored bowman is definitely going to help to slow down Seagull's incredible pace, at least a little bit. I'm sure he would much rather see anything armored at all. Even seeing a witch is fine, but it's definitely an unarmored witch. So definitely on the slower side for 34s as far as they go. Unarmored flame wheels as well. This is, as far as 34s go, this one's a rough one. Museus not too happy on 33 either. At least Seagull's tile isn't too terribly bad, but when you walk into your Chamber 33 and you see the bridges, I personally die inside just a little bit. And Seagull's hitting up the shop, choosing to... He does manage to palm, picks up Hydraulic Might, which is nice, bit of extra damage on his on that attack. Not going to do too much for special, but I mean, it's like fine because the attack can crit with Heart Rend, which is really nice damage. And Museus does find a 33 Chaos, which is very nice to see. He could pick up cast damage or maybe an extra cast stone here. Opts to not roll on 4 rolls, which is definitely an interesting choice, and he's entering... Ooh, he's slowed too. This is a bit of a painful choice for coming through from Museus, as Seagull cleans up the hero's fight. Nice and easy. Damage is insane. Slaps on the dad call and makes his way on into Styx as Museus hits up the hero's fight. Damage isn't too bad. He did manage to eventually find his Mirage shot, and Charge shot is so good to have. Does manage to drop a Death Defiance, but it's the first one, so he's definitely doing much better than he was on Nemesis in comparison. Goes out. And Discord is dying for me a little bit. Check, can you guys still hear me? As Museus takes down the heroes. Okay, cool. Chat can still hear me, so I'll continue to do my best. I'm doing well, Risk. Go to bed. So much for being bushed, whatever that means. I swear you made that up. Seagull picks up Bother for his first mini-boss. Didn't see what the reward was. I believe it was health. And his Braid of Atlas will be wearing off now. Alright, Museus entering Styx. First tunnel will be gold as Seagull is into the second chamber of his second tunnel. Friendly reminder, if you didn't catch on from the first weapon, both runners are forced into a 3-sack, so it's not like we'll see any 2-sack versus 3-sack and beyond shenanigans. Forgive me, chat, as I had to take a bit of a sip of water and you know, the Snake Stone isn't really the best boss to see. It has so much health, especially in a situation where you're not able to get away with megging him. His armor is so huge. He doesn't have a ton of health once you can get through the armor, but God, that armor can be really, really annoying. And looks like Giant Satyr cleaned up on Musaeus' end. And I think we're seeing a bit of a snowball starting up for what? Go away, Wrist. No one.
I was invited here. Thank you very much.
Oh God.
Way tired to race.
Well,
I'm not too tired to watch this.
the quality of commentary has absolutely tanked. Seagull picking up the sack and heading into Dad.
I'd say the quality has improved.
I'd argue net negative, but you know, it's what it is.
Net negative. I love it. I will say, hearing you, I could probably listen to you commentate by yourself for a good long while.
I was
you're
very quickly running out of steam.
okay. Fair enough. Like, you talking by yourself is a mood. But what's also a mood is this.
Wave pounding picked up 4 Musaeus as he's entering his last tunnel.
Oh, God, I missed it. Yeah, one tunnel, but it's kind of weird that Musaeus is only like one tunnel behind, because I feel as though finding such an early Mirage shot should have been a bigger advantage for Seagull, but it doesn't look like for one reason or another he was able to solidify that advantage a little bit more strongly.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. You could say the opposite for Musaeus too, where you know finding +3 dashes is a perceived huge thing compared to just being stuck on +2 on Nemesis. But I mean, we've had a very tight race, regardless of the bonuses. And I will say, Musaeus's flood shot is palmed out of its mind. I think we're into the double digits now.
Is it in the double digits?
I think he's at level 10. I
Wait,
may
does he have
mixed in
Sweet
that.
Nectar? That's crazy. I
No.
was just gonna say, because Seagull's cast went from level 2 to level 8 over the course of Elysium.
That is level 10, and he does not have
that's at
Sweet
least 2
Nectar.
digits. I don't understand what Musaeus is doing.
Instant phasing Dad, it would seem.
Is he? How? What?
Or no, that was with Meg. Alright, my bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
But still, 2 rotations. He's on to the 3rd health dice of the first phase of the Hades fight as Seagull is piecing out and on to his 3rd weapon.
I will say I would have liked to see Seagull maybe do something a little bit more big-brained in Asphodel than he did in Tartarus, where he took just Artemis's keepsake. I feel like he should have taken Plume, but not for greater recall. To give himself, he should have done it to give himself an additional chance at finding Rush Delivery. I think that might be a viable strat.
It could be. I will say I wasn't the hugest fan of the Arrowhead, but it is what it is. We're jumping off into Haribo for Seagull now as Musaeus is finished up, and it's still a pretty tight race. I will say, with the removal of Eris and the nerfing of Achilles, it's interesting. There's no Achilles here.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely going to see some interesting lineups, and also I think we're gonna see players. I suspect the qualifiers are actually going to have slightly lower times, not necessarily because these other weapons are slower, which they are, but I think that the reason will probably be more due to people playing weapons that they're not as experienced with, because Achilles and Eris are both big 3-weapon standbys. So taking one of them out completely and sort of semi hamstringing the other will, I think, force players to learn a little bit more in terms of what they add to their roster.
Ooh, that's a purple attack boon picked up for Musaeus there. I didn't quite catch what the downside was or how much of a purple attack boon it was. All I saw was that it was purple and an angry look.
It can't be that bad.
Looks like movement speed penalty, which does kind of hurt. He does have Twin Shot, which I think definitely adds value to that attack boon.
Yeah, absolutely. If he finds Flurry Shot to go along with this Twin Shot and purple attack Chaos boon, he's going to be just destroying Dad. He may not even need to use much by way of his cast. He could probably just hold down the attack button if he gets, I don't know, hard rend or something, and just chunk him down. Of course, we'll see what happens when he finds his second hammer.
You know, it's something I think about a little bit, but it's interesting how quickly, like, things in the world of Hades can change. Like, I remember when I was getting into Hades, megging on the bombers just wasn't worth doing.
Yeah.
'Cause it was so inconsistent and no one knew how to do it. So you would just attack one, and if they jumped together, you would meg, and if not, you would just meg on the one that was left. You know?
Yeah.
And now it's like standard practice. Same with Four Witches. You know?
I want to say that I popularized megging on bombers, but I'm not sure. So
I can tell you the actual timeline to toot both of our own horns. You showed me how to do it, and I figured out a way to visualize it and put it in my guide. I think those were the
nice. We're both geniuses.
exactly.
I suspect that Musaeus actually has Pride on. Does he have Pride on?
I wouldn't be surprised. We're seeing a lot of purple boons coming through.
Yeah, lots of rare boons. I'm surprised he didn't find a rare attack, but or a lot of an epic attack. But I guess he can't have it all. But yeah, epic cast and
Ooh. Second already
okay.
for Hunter's Mark. That's
Sure.
nice. Hyper Sprint also very nice.
Sprint,
To pick
I
up.
guess you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I still like to roll once for quick reload just because well, for one thing, I love quick reload a lot for boss fights, but I also love, that orange boon. But if he doesn't have legacy, he has basically no chance of finding Hermes orange boon. So rolling would have been a mistake.
Like 1%.
1%, exactly 1%.
I can also see the argument of just holy Artemis and
That's a lot of
Tartarus.
Artemis.
It really was a Tartemis, as Dunk had said. But
Artemis.
Snowburst picked up for Seagull as he's cleaning up the Electo fight, chunking her out.
Tartemis is my favorite Transformer. Tartemis Prime.
What? Timbo, do you get this joke? It might be old enough for you to get.
Never mind. We'll just move on, I guess. It seems as though Musaeus has actually closed the distance just a little bit. I don't know if it's because of free rooms or if it's because of his epic boons, but he was. I think he was definitely further behind. Why do people keep closing?
Why is he going Artemis? There were
Exit wounds.
three much better choices. He could have greeted and high rolled with Hourglass because there's a braid in the well. He could have gone for Snowburst, or he could have gone for Poseidon. Yeah, here he is. Boo Boo the Fool, already seeing 3 Artemis boons with the arrowhead on.
Well, since Musaeus is almost certainly running Pride, that just shows how out of touch he is with speedrunning. He's been too busy grinding out 3rd place in Fresh File. So
Are we
he
back
probably
to
didn't
Legacy
know.
is cool?
We've always been at Legacy. I mean, actually, we haven't always been.
No,
we are at Legacy.
I was
as
about
well.
to say, I have been preaching for Legacy while everyone was on the Pride train for so long, and you mean to tell me that after I leave, people say, hey, Legacy isn't that bad.
Well, you see, Ananka did it live on
Oh my
Twitch.television
God.
and said, yeah, it's really good, and now we all do it. So, although I was also a early adopter / suggester of Legacy. Although to be fair, I there's rush delivery.
Rush
Nice.
delivery. That's
To be
huge.
fair, I like to suggest Legacy on everything, including Eris Rail sometimes.
I do too. I think just bumping in
Oh
for
no,
green
it's
and
all
orange
the
boons,
foes!
it's sick.
Signal, what are you
Oh
doing?
no, and add another +1 to the counter. Picks up the... I almost... Fountain's great, and Fountain to Inchop is fantastic, but it means you carrying that more foes into the start of Elysium. That's bad.
It is only 3 rooms, and early Elysium Morphose is not the worst, but
Certainly ain't great, I can tell you that much.
it's still not worth the 36% increased cast damage that he took it for. It appears as though whatever time Musaeus might have made up earlier in Tartarus, it doesn't look like he's holding on to that super well here.
Well, he is out of stairs in an okay time. Picks up a Light of X for his Elysium, and I will say he doesn't have to worry about more foes.
Yeah, Musaeus's Elysium is looking a lot more happy for him than Seagull's. Seagull is going to have a hell of a time dealing with the last few slams. Musaeus is one boss fight behind, though. It's going to be rough for him to catch up to Seagull. These extra foes are going to have to be really stinky.
You know, he did cheat his way through Nemesis with all the free rooms he got. I wonder if he let... Because both players have a lot of experience in routed, so I wonder if he was letting... You know, they had the agreement where Musaeus would route Nemesis, and then Seagull was allowed to route Beowulf, and then now Musaeus will route the end of Haribo.
Well, since I bowed out of the race due to my tiredness, which is of course why I'm here talking to you, you know, I don't think Seagull would have had the time to route anything.
I think you underestimate his ability, although it's very obvious that he's not routing currently, as he is...
Well, his routing is garbage, considering the fact that he has
he has
routed in the bridge room.
With the bridge room and a whole bunch of unarmored enemies. Oh, this is painful to look at.
It's possible he's off route.
He could have fallen off route, you know. He didn't get the Charon Groan he was hoping for, and he didn't cast to make up for it, and so now here he is in the bridge room crying.
So yeah, in any case, you know what? After all is said and done, after Musaeus takes this Chaos Gate, unless Musaeus makes a similar mistake, I think that things will actually be pretty even once again. You know, perfect balance in all things, etc., etc. Roll for it. No.
I don't care. Roll for it. Make a decision. Whatever that decision is when you enter that chaos, just make it.
Ooh, I missed what the hammer was.
We'll be able
was
to,
that
unless it's a
point
special
blank?
hammer. Be able to. He already had point blank.
Oh.
Flurry. It would be.
Flurry. All right.
That's pretty big.
Seagull's got something going for him, and Musaeus takes a D.
He's been doing a lot of that. No penalty box yet, though. Real proud of him for that.
Yeah, Patty's kind of been denying us. I don't
Slides
like that.
his way through this mid shop, picks up his mini boss as well.
Not even considering the HP in the shop. Bold. This was sort of a younger, sprier, bolder Musaeus, as opposed to the older, more doddering and weak-sounding Musaeus of old, who is all like, "Oh, healthy, stay healed."
I will say,
I don't know if it's paying off for him.
I don't think Musaeus has picked up his second hammer yet, so we could still see Flurry Shot come out for him, which would be very, very big. But both players finishing the mini-boss at pretty much the same time. I will say significantly worse boon for Musaeus compared to Seagull, and also a chamber behind.
Yeah, but I mean, it is only a chamber behind. Musaeus... I can't tell if Musaeus has the edge in build now.
It's definitely Seagull now, I think.
Did Seagull pick up
yeah,
Mirage
Seagull
Shot?
has Mirage Shot.
Okay,
And he also
yeah,
has
he's
Flurry.
officially
So
dead.
I think Seagull's build is just a bit too much better. There is Flurry Shot though. But Musaeus is looking pretty light on the boon. Seagull also has Snowbird, so he has the full Hera package, and Musaeus also being
Getting the
foolish enough to
bridge
route in bridge.
At the wrong depth. You know, at least Seagull had the good sense to route it in early when you're not seeing as many foes.
Poor Seagull.
But-
Launched the cast off into the abyss, and it's just stuck.
Those are just flurry shot things. You know, we live with those. Not a bad bridge room for Musaeus, it seems.
No, I've seen
Could've been
worse. But you know, Musaeus is pretty much a full chamber behind. It's gonna be rough. Coming out of Elysium, I can now fully and confidently say it's gonna come down to stakes. I think. If it comes down to a head-to-head boss damage check, I do think Seagull will come out ahead by a decent margin, though.
Yeah, and even if Musaeus is able to keep up with it, I don't I think he's a little bit too far behind. Oh, he gets the fountain though.
Oh, okay, never mind. Musaeus cheating, picks up the blown kiss.
Okay. All right,
Takes
now
the sip and into the end shop.
now all Museus has to do is not get hung up on menus. I think that's something that can really that could like secretly get in his way, which is kind of what Seagull's doing. That's sweet nectar, but I don't think he needs that right now. I just think he needs to press buttons and go faster.
No, but think of the big palm value. He's gonna go from a level 4 to a level 8 cast. Come on.
What?
He's got
Wait,
level 4
is
cast.
that how that works?
Yeah. Big palms become +4, baby.
Do they? Really?
Yeah.
So it doubles the palm value instead of adding 1?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's news to me. Anyway, they're killing the heroes at pretty much the exact same time. Museus is coming out slightly ahead. Satan, your prediction that Seagull has the edge on Museus might come into play here. Although, since Museus does have Flurry Shot and that epic Chaos attack boon, I don't know who has the edge here. You know, Museus doesn't have Mirage Shot like Seagull, but in terms of just the holding down the attack button advantage, I think Museus has that in spades.
All right. Chat, I will acknowledge that apparently I'm incredibly wrong. Forgive me.
Okay.
It's been 2 months.
All right.
At least I wasn't, you know.
Thanks, Twitch chat.
It's fine. Anyway.
It would be funny, though, if Seagull lost by a factor of just those menus, right? Like, it's possible.
It would be
it's possible that could
unfortunate.
happen.
I wonder if Museus fell behind as much as he did on Nemesis by the factor of just dying more. You know,
almost certainly, right? He died, what, 6 times?
The devil is in the small time losses you pick up along the way. Those are the things
really
that...
is.
The worst part about them, too, is you think they're fine. You think, oh, it's not that much. It's just a couple of seconds. But, God, there's so many. Oh, it's just a couple of seconds throughout a run.
Yeah, it adds up. You don't want to take too many I mean, obviously, some couples of seconds are good. It's not like you want to avoid all menus. Otherwise, you'd have no build. But once you have a build, those seconds start to really, really matter.
Yeah, I will say it is kind of hard to find that cutoff point. Because there's always the greedy thought that, well, what if this boon makes me that much stronger, right? But it does get to a point where you just kind of have to forgo all of that.
Yeah,
and
you just need the self-control. Oh my god, it's so close, though. It's so close.
Seagull was afforded the very rare blessing of being allowed to actually use a Meg on a 30-stack sticks path. I will say it was on the bother, so it's, you know, probably mattered to the least. And then he immediately opened up a well and bought himself some darkness, so, you know.
He did get a jerky, and that could potentially help.
Mm-hmm.
But Museus is the one who picks up the sack first, and he'd better go.
Yeah. Pretty low times, though, I will say. All things considered. Fairly
not bad.
low
Not bad at
entering
all.
dad. Better than what I saw the other night, I will say.
It'd be embarrassing for other players who aren't as rusty as Museus to get lower times than him. So mark those.
Alright, it's looking like we are... Once again, every weapon, it feels like, has come down to just a straight-up head-to-head dad fight. Both competitors really giving their all to prove who the true third-best runner is in terms of Hades racing tournaments.
Yeah, and honestly, what all Museus has to do, I think, is resist the urge to do dash strikes. I think he just has to like hold his ground, hold the attack button while he's waiting for his cast. And
Looks like that urge
keeping
is very hard to resist.
It is very hard. Like dash striking with Flurry Shot can throw you off so hard just because of how intense the aiming is. And it does look like Museus is going to take this. I don't see Seagull coming back from this time deficit. Museus has one more phase left to go. He'd have to die many times.
Yeah, I think that'll... Ooh, uh-oh.
I mean, he died once, but...
Strong start.
There it is.
There it is. Museus 7, the ultimate bridesmaid of the Hades community.
I mean, it is true to form. Museus has more experience in these third-place matches. So this first-place match, I think, Museus hasn't beaten in experience, if anything else, and that probably made all the difference in the world.
Everything about that was terrifying.
Hey,
That was a
you didn't
pretty
get penalty
disgusting run.
made up a lot of time on that Hera run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're behind by a the a factor of I guess one Styx tunnel, which is like 45 seconds ish, 30 seconds depending on your build. So yeah, you actually you managed to pull ahead by almost exactly a minute, I would think. And welcome back, Seagull, as
Hello.
well. Congratulations on losing by only 14 seconds to Museus. I feel as though you should be asking me how my run went because I'm supposed to be in your position, Seagull. So if you just want to switch seats real quick, we can change those.
Yeah, sure. Why didn't you take +3 dashes on Nemesis? Are you an idiot or are you just blind?
Well, you see, I was scared playing against the safety master himself, Museus. I've only been in one third place match in my entire life, while Museus is a seasoned veteran. So the nerves got to me. The fact that I'm a bird also makes it kind of hard for me to select boons sometimes. So a combination of those factors really slowed me down.
How safe can he be? He lost 2 death defiances. That's not very safe.
Riz,
I lost
it does
4
raise
death
the question.
defiances.
You lost by a factor of 14 seconds. So, Riz, I really do have to wonder if that sweet nectar at the end of Elysium was truly worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite worth it. I was counting on getting +4 to my cast, which was hoping to make all the difference. And I heard that Sweet Nectar actually doubles your palms instead of just adding +1. Thank you for that, by the way. I was listening on stream. I muted it right after you said that, though. So any additional news after that, I would have missed. But yeah, I think that was absolutely worth it. The big problem I think are these stupid wings that I have because I can't aim my stupid my stupid flurry shot. Yeah, it is really a bother.
Now, while you may have been misinformed on the value of sweet nectar, speak to the straight
Hold
damage
on.
increase.
What's happening with the sweet? What's wrong with the sweet nectar? I'm confused.
Okay, we can stop the bit now.
Yeah.
We are commenting on the fact that like, since the race was so close, especially toward the end, like small decisions like menuing and stuff matters.
Yeah.
And in the final Elysium shop, I don't suspect I actually lost you the run, but
Yeah.
doubling back for the
Yeah. For
the
sure.
Aphrodite might have been a little troublesome. Also, Museus. Hello, Museus.
Yeah.
Is that what I think it is?
What?
You have so you have God's Pride, which is normal, and I
Right.
can't even remember what the other one is called.
Oh,
Olympian
The
Favor.
rarity one.
Oh my god.
So I've been, first of all, look at how many boons I got. Does
No.
it even really matter? But also, I've been thinking, as we've
no.
been optimizing this game
Dark
further and
Force.
further,
Oh no.
our builds are getting leaner and leaner.
Dark
Do we really need
Foresight.
Yes.
all of that extra boon
Yes.
when
Do
we
you
could
want
just guarantee
palms?
like
Do you
blues?
want money?
Oh, Dark Foresight is broken. You run
It
fresh
makes it from
file.
it
You
moves
should
it
know
from
how broken it is.
50-50 to 70-30. Huge difference.
I will say,
Huge.
Seagull, for your Beowulf run, you had Sweet Nectar. Museus did not. You had a level 8 cast. Museus had a level 10. I don't.
That's because did you see those palms? They refused to hit that cast.
And you know why that's happening? Because you have
so many boons.
Too many boons. If you didn't take Dark Foresight, you wouldn't have so many boons. You wouldn't have
Well,
that problem.
there's
Museus
actually a
didn't have
reason for
problem.
that. I passed up several palms for Artemis spoons because I thought it would be fun to get fully loaded. I did not get fully loaded. I did not get a single prereq for fully loaded. So
Follow-up question: what's with you lot and insisting on taking that stupid arrowhead into biomes where you just don't need it?
okay, so give me one example.
How about when you already have your Artemis and your Mirage shot on Beowulf? Why do you need more Artemis?
I want it fully loaded. It would be fun.
Oh my god, it's a trap! It's always a trap. It's never not a trap.
It would be fun though.
You see, if you leaned into it, I would actually be with you. But you took your eyes off the prize.
I did lean into it. I took every Artemis. I rolled one.
No, you took Heart Rain when the game offered it to you. What you should have done was look for. I don't even know if it offered pressure points opposite of it.
It was too late at that point. The dream was dead.
But that was your first one, was it? Like it was your first one out in
Heart Rend was like
Asphodel.
the last one. I thought.
It was
Well,
your
who
first
knows?
one in
Who knows?
Asphodel.
Who knows? Who can
You
remember?
got Heart Rend super early.
It was years ago.
Musaeus did the same thing on Haribo when he already had Artemis attack, and he just thought, yeah,
that was a
I need
baffling pick.
Did he have Mirage Shot already?
No,
No,
he
he didn't
didn't
go
have
for Mirage
Poseidon
Shot.
yet. He
Oh.
didn't have Snowburst yet.
I feel like
Wait.
I forgot to change my keepsake and then didn't care enough to go back for it.
And he also had a Braid in the Well. He had 3 choices, and none of them were the Arrowhead, and he went with the Arrowhead.
All in all,
But he won, so obviously his choice was correct.
Obviously, what do I know? He's the true 3rd best runner.
Indeed. Although hopefully there will be future grudge match between Musaeus and his good friend Elo. But yeah, I think in this race, it's safe to say that nobody won, including the winner. If anything, we the spectators are the losers, and Musaeus, as usual, is the most winningest non-winner that we could possibly have, even though he's won.
So do I multiply my 3rd place by 3 to get 9th place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Just
it does
checking,
get
just
bigger.
checking on the math.
I don't like you, Musaeus. I
That's
haven't
fine.
for a long time.
I love / hate you, Musaeus. Good news, Musaeus. You've given us another reason to talk about you on Blood and Darkness. I hope you're happy with yourself.
Do you want to know the worst
I
thing
didn't
about the
get
Olympian
last time.
favor Dark Foresight thing? You know the worst thing?
What is
What's
it?
that?
The worst thing is, unlike Pride versus Legacy, which is just like it's just bumping RNG one way or another, and it could be in your favor or not. Dark Foresight is a ratio. You are guaranteed to get better rooms. It's not even like, oh, if I get lucky, it'll I'll high roll. It's not even a roll. It just is better.
Well, in
Right, but
Musaeus'
think
mind,
about-
you're guaranteed to get quicker rooms.
I think he just wanted the extra health from the darkness. Those 5 HPs really add up.
No, see, I like the you don't get to see it this time because I have a common rush delivery, but I have seen blue rush delivery like 6 times in the last 2 days.
Wow.
That 40% rarity boost is more significant than you think, especially when Hermes has like 0 rarity.
Didn't Full Rarity Mirror die when Babel was testing it on Cass build Achilles? Didn't it die back then?
A lot of things have died and come back
Also,
to life.
I'm pretty sure that taking that not Dark Foresight probably pushes your second. It could probably push your second Hermes back into sticks half the time too.
I've gotten 1 Styx Hermes out of like 5 3-weapons runs. I usually get
I
both
don't
of
like
them
that he
in
had those
Asphodel.
numbers ready. That's
I
too
don't
precise.
like that he had those numbers ready
It's
at
too
all.
precise. I don't believe it.
Well,
Either
I
way.
wish that I had taken a nap like I planned on doing. Here I
This-
am.
Yeah,
race
let's recap here. Riss was going to race,
Yes.
and then he's like, "No, I'm too tired to race." So
Yes.
Siegel can race, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll just hang out in the chat for an hour."
Yes.
And now he's here.
And now
Then
he's here.
The comeback
Timbo
kid.
invited me, to be clear. A direct message.
Unfortunate. This is all your fault, Timbo.
I have it on good authority that Riss actually had Dunk kidnapped to take his place in the commentary.
You
know,
can't
I
prove
believe
that.
I do have cameras in Dunk's house. I can prove it.
Oh, you have the rest of the house cameras? I only have the bathroom camera.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Good, good, good.
You only need the bathroom camera.
Wait, I have another thing in favor of Olympian favor.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Do you know how many times I've had 6 dice in the last 2 days?
Don't talk to me about the dice. You can't. You have dice because you can't use them on the boons you don't find.
No, you have more Hermes boons with more dice.
No,
You have so
that's
many
not how that
keys.
works.
Genius.
You just keep taking keys. You just keep
You
getting
don't even
more.
want rare on half of the boons. Oh, good. You have rare hyper sprint. What a big win you got there.
I have rare attack.
Listen, Siegel, you
I
say
have rare
this,
attack.
but you lost by 14 seconds.
I did
so
lose by 14
Musaeus
seconds.
is definitively and
This is the worst.
unequivocally
This
the
is just
fastest, smartest
terrible.
gamer.
Hey,
Look, I bought one extra
fastest,
boon.
third
I gifted Boldy once. I thanked the Shade once. That's 15 seconds. There, we can say it was fully my fault and not the fault of Dark Foresight.
True.
We'll see. I'm gonna
We'll
keep
see.
running it.
You'll see. Oh god.
The
Those
worst
are,
part is that
those
he's
are
gonna-
words that I never want to hear
The
from you.
worst part is that eventually it's going to work, and he's going to get results, and then he's never going to stop doing it forever.
See
This
slicing shot.
is like Ravwell 4.0.
I see crush shot on your screen. I don't see slicing shot. You got to commit to your bits, Muses.
Slicing shot Hera.
That is
That was
a
the first
slicing
Hera
shot
build I did.
Would be. Oh god. All right. Well, I think that there's nothing else for us to talk about ever in our entire lives. So
Did you know that Vicious Cycle is the best boon in the entire game?
is there
pretty
anything you
good.
guys would like to say before we close out?
I would like to formally apologize to Timbo before we started. He said to Dunk, Dunk, I can trust you. I don't have to tell you this. And he said to the rest of us, he said, be professional. And we may have failed.
Hey, I did great.
Also, I do want to contribute one thing to this stream. Museus's box is larger than Seagull's box.
That's fine.
He's earned it.
He's earned it. That's what being the third best Hades runner gets you.
Well, I consider that to be a mistake, but yeah.
Also, can you just formally apologize to the Twitch chat,
I
Rist?
did.
Why? For what?
Just being here.
Oh. You're welcome, Twitch chat.
I tried, guys. Well, this race was certainly anything but boring. Chock full of memes and terrible decisions. But here we are.
We do our
on the
best.
tail end of things.
Still like a 52-minute time for both of us with forced 3 sack. I think
Close
that's a
race.
win overall.
Not really. If you do the math out, all the stuff it removes kind of makes it just the same as 2 sacks. So
no, it's
On
forced
vanilla.
3 sacks.
All right.
What event?
Hyper Delivery participate this Friday to Saturday.
That's right. If any of
That
you
is
nerds want
happening.
to play video games competitively, Hyper Delivery 2 is happening in a couple of weeks. And yeah, as Seagull said, the 16th, Friday, starting at noon Eastern time, you can qualify for Hyper Delivery 2. Stream your 3 weapons, use the mod, follow the rules, which are located somewhere. Museus, do you know where those are?
They should be in racing info on the
Okay.
Speedrun Discord.
Go to Racing Info at the Speedrun Discord for your mods, rules, and all that stuff. And when you're done, submit your run and qualify and get seated and get ready for a weekend of gaming. I think it's the 25th through the 26th, 24th through the 25th. 24th through
Yeah.
the 25th. There we go.
Should be exciting. And if you need even more incentive than obviously the prestige of going fast in a tournament setting, we do
Which is
have
enough
a
for me.
$200 prize pool raise, so you can go get your slice of that.
Payouts to the top 4.
Payouts to the top 4.
Top 4? You only have to beat half of the other gamers?
You gotta
We have
qualify
to
first.
beat like all but 8 of the other gamers to qualify.
And
then
there's
you
only
have to
8
beat half
good
the
players
others.
in the community. It's fine.
Thank God Riz 13 isn't one of them.
Oh.
We're all very sorry.
Timbo,
I
is
am
that
shocked that
all
the
for us?
viewers have stayed around this long.
Yeah, the
Transition to
number
what?
hasn't dipped below 55.
There's
so
nothing to
I don't know.
transition to, Timbo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you mean transition?